Yeah, rods and reels, man. I had a customer who asked me about my slinky weights, and I told him how I rigged them up, and I just wanted to show people how they worked, and it just got me doing the rod and reels. You know, what would I consider to be the perfect rod for what I do? Fiberglass or bamboo, 7-weight fly rod blank for the same purpose. It's light enough that you can have a lot of fun catching fish, and it's got just enough backbone to catch some catfish. Essentially, when I do rod and reel fishing, it's really for panfish. I still want to have like a 12-weight fly rod, a couple of 12-weight fly rods rigged with big fly reels and things to see if we can use that for drifting for big blue catfish and stuff. About 20-pound test line would be about the maximum strength line I would want to use for catfish. I am a light line finesse fisherman, period. Even my hand lines are really lightweight. And another thing is the reel seat. I've experimented with various rods of various lengths, measuring the palm of my hand to the butt of my shoulder for a good casting length. The problem is I don't cast, so all that length is just sort of wasted when I really could just have the rods, the reel seat further back to the butt, almost like a fly rod, but leave about 6 inches just for a little bit of a fighting butt in there, because I just don't cast. Literally drop the weight down to the bottom of the river and just drift along, and that's all I really need. And if I need to let out more line, if there's too much speed and current and wind, I'm usually just gonna switch to the hand line. I like the drop shot style because it's just so precise. The weight is all the way at the bottom, and I can cast it far more accurately than I could with a Carolina rig, because the Carolina rig has that tendency to want a helicopter. The drop shot, boo. Another thing I tell you about casting too, if you really want to learn how to cast accurately, learn fly casting. Because you're throwing, although you're casting the line and it's a different motion and it's a different discipline, you begin to very accurately learn how to direct the line even with or against the wind or crosswind, things like that. You can compensate with all these false casts and you become more accurate in your casting. And after I had spent a few years just fly casting, when I went back to just spinning gear, my spinning gear casting got way more accurate. I've been wanting to import some fiberglass rod blanks. I still want to do that. I would love to even have some bamboo rods, like for spinning rods, like for bamboo. Getting these products in from overseas takes time. You gotta, you know, sometimes there's just not a market for some of the things, and it just takes time to figure out what people really want and all. But let me know if any of you guys are interested in that, because I really, for a long time, have wanted to have my own rods and reels sort of built to the specifications that I fish with, whether it's for bait fish like bluegill and all that, or for bigger fish like catfish. You know, I have to do what works for me, and when you look out there on the marketplace, you just don't see what I'm looking for, or you don't see what you're looking for at the price that's reasonable. That's a lot of what I do here at Black Warrior Lures, is design things that I can't find anywhere else and then offer them to you people who are interested. And so I'm just yammering, man, yammering. The last fishing trip, probably gonna use all that as bait. Have you guys used these crappie style reels? They almost look like, they look like fly reels, except it's almost like a 1-weight fly reel is what it looks like. 8-pound test line is my favorite line. Monofilament's my favorite line. I love fly rod blanks because they're just long, limber rods, but I need about a 7-weight to get the proper amount of backbone, because I found that less than that is just too light, you know, for me. And I want fiberglass because it's durable. Bamboo, well, it's about like graphite. You know, you have to baby it, but I'd feel more comfortable babying a bamboo rod than I do a graphite rod. If I'm going to use some modern material, it better be way more durable than the natural material, or else what's the point of using the modern material? Another thing I thought about is building some rods out of wood. Just get some pine. I've got plenty of pine, got plenty of things like that. I bought a book on building fishing rods out of wood. There's a guy who builds like 4-weight fly rods out of wood, like hardwoods and even softwoods. Thought about doing that, but again, I want to kind of get out of making lots of things and get more into just importing and selling, because it's just easier. Because my time is better spent here on the camera and out there on the river instead of in here making stuff. I make stuff as I need it, but in just sitting around making stuff, or if people buy things, I'm perfectly happy to make it for them, but I don't really want to sit around just making stuff all day, you know. Anyway, I'm just rambling, man, just rambling till this weather clears and get back out in the river for another trip. So I'll see you guys like later.